from the box. I didn't see it. I guess he got wiped out. I didn't see it. Well, we have some really good offensive coaches, and they do their normal routine, making adjustments, without Whipple. And then once Whipple got, they just let him know the adjustment that they made. But it was different. It wasn't any different than any other time. And then we had to get Logan ready, but Logan was ready because he played a little bit first half. He's been banged up for 2 weeks, but he's a tough kid, and he's gonna play. No, I don't think we had some kids down sick, but I don't think Logan was one of them. We had about 3 or 4 downs with stomach virus. Well, yes, we tried to go more to the run game with Logan and try to show some more option, but we was trying to make sure that he didn't take any direct hits. So we tried to put the ball in there a little bit, but he gave his all when he went out there. They're really good on the O line and the defensive line, and that's what really good Big Ten teams look like. With the O line and D line, they move people and they get pushed back on defense. It's a really good football team. I thought it was better. I thought he was better, but it wasn't much room in there. We wasn't getting much push off the line of scrimmage. So just telling the backs, once you get in, you see it, you got to go because it's not going to stay open very long. The credit to Michigan. I think overall, I think the kids are playing hard right now under the circumstances that they're under. I think they coming out, they're giving their all. They're playing 60 minutes, and they're not quitting. But the defense, I thought the defense gave a great effort today. He's probably one of the best backs in the country. He's probably the best back we've seen. Well, we got to have some pride. We got Wisconsin and Iowa left, so we got to have some pride, and we got to continue just to come to work tomorrow and try to get a game plan to help us to be successful and execute the game plan. But we got to keep going. We're not going to quit. Well, like I said, they're good in everything that they do. So it's a really solid football team. Teams that have been on the really good teams, they would have hung in there. I don't know if they would have won, but they would have hung in there. Recruiting. We have to recruit better. Yeah. Every position. You're 3-7. Every position. We have to recruit better as a staff, and we will. Yes, and like you said, it's up to Casey. He still have some nerve damage in his pinky, so we'll see how Casey feels tomorrow. I'm sure if I look at my phone, he's probably already texted me and called me that he's ready to play next week. So we'll take it day by day with Casey. We won't put Casey out there unless he can play at a high level. Well, Casey's a starter, so you get more offense when Casey's out there because he's a starter. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we did a decent job of obviously coming in here. We knew they're a big offensive line, Big Ten play, one of the better in the Big Ten. So yeah, we had to be physical up front, and I think we did a decent job of that. So. Oh, I don't know. I think maybe they ran a little bit more gap scheme in the second half, stuff like power, counter. I think they kind of were going back to that, find a little success there, so they kind of went back to it. I mean, yeah, it's big on those gap schemes to get knocked back up front. Obviously, if you can take out a puller or two, kind of ruins the whole play. So, I mean, backers got to fit. I know their fits are different off of when people pull, so, yeah. Oh, I think maybe some of them got a little leaky. I think their running back did a good job of getting a couple yards extra, and we need to getting more hats to the ball kind of, would help with that. So I think we showed a lot of effort, though. We were running to the ball, so. I mean, yeah, we got 2 more games together, Stuff might be different after the game. Who knows who will be here, players, coaches, stuff like that. So we're just going to kind of come together and do everything we can to win these last 2 games. These are big games, Wisconsin and Iowa, so we're playing for something still. I mean, wouldn't say that we've been talking about that. I mean, everyone, I think, kind of knows that now, especially because, the bowl's out of it. So just kind of coming together. As you know, we've been showing effort every game, so I don't think that's going to leave. Yeah, I don't know if that really, I mean, I didn't really pay attention too much to that, obviously, so I don't know if that had an effect on it or not. Yeah, I mean, obviously in the Big Ten, people are trying to run the ball. Bigger offensive lines, trying to get that going for them. I think Michigan is just right there with those guys. Obviously the last 3 weeks or whatever we face, they keep saying the best back in the Big Ten. Which one is it? So I think it's a challenge each week. The next 2 running backs, I know the next running back for sure, Wisconsin running back can be a good player too. So it's just all about doing your job, knocking the guy back and getting off blocks. So. Yeah, I mean, I think this team fought. You didn't see anything. No one gave up. I don't think there was any of that, we've kind of been through a lot these last couple months. So, I mean, that might be a common thing, but as you can tell, none of us have given up. So I think that's special about this team, and these last 2 games are going to mean a lot to us because we don't know who's going to be here, stuff like that. So, players and coaches.
Yeah, just went through a normal week of practice, just took it a little easy at first, but nothing really much different. So just, always staying prepared and ready to go. Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of the person I am. I try to be calm at all times. That's like my demeanor has always been that way. Just next man up mentality. I talked to him a little bit at halftime, but then he came out. I didn't really see him. He was up in the box, so. Yeah. A little bit, but he's still calling the plays, so not not really. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's football. You know, stuff's gonna happen, but we gotta be ready for anything. Yeah, I mean, we just got to be consistent. Just one first down at a time, move the ball, stay ahead of the chains. Yeah. You know, adrenaline's kicking in. You feel good, but it's cold out there. But you know, it don't matter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I think they're a great team. Hats off to them. They played a great game. So, best of luck to them for the rest of the year. Yeah, split. Mhm. I had an idea that I was gonna get some snaps, so just stayed ready all week. You know, I wasn't sure. He was playing pretty good, so I was just staying ready. Yeah. I don't think they did anything crazy. Mhm. You know, if I'm called to play, I'm gonna play. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a very cool experience. You know, it's a highly rated team, and they played a phenomenal game. You know, they executed really well. So, you know, we continue to fight, and we'll continue to fight throughout the rest of the year. Yeah, they do a lot of unique things, and you know, they have a really good concept of how they want to attack every single defense that we'll call. So they do a really good job of mixing up formations and different looks to really try to mess with your eyes. Yeah, you know, just like experience plays. You know, it's one of the things that you just kind of have to go through, learning through as the season goes through. Just as you have more time, more plays and snaps, you gain that confidence each time. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those linebacker games that you just look forward to each week. You know, knowing a team that's going to come downhill, run at you consecutive times, you know, is really gets you excited for. Yeah, it means a lot. You know, to play for this team, this program, and this coaching staff. You know, we all have put a lot of work in through this offseason, through this year, and just to be able to represent Nebraska, this program just means really a lot to me. It's a pretty simple mindset. Just keep fighting. We have a great team. We just keep fighting. So it's pretty simple. Control we can control, and just keep fighting and show up for these next 2 games. Yeah, as a kind of like what I said before, as you just get those more snaps and more experienced plays, you kind of just get more a sense of feeling of you belong out there. You can really just gain your confidence and just play football. He's a great he's a great back, and we knew that going into this game. And it showed out there how great of a back he is, how elusive he is, and just how he can just find gaps that you might not be able to see. So he's a great back, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play throughout the rest of the year.